My guest is an award-winning chef, a food writer, best-selling author, culinary consultant, and entrepreneur. He currently lives in Canada, where he represents our country by promoting our Jamaican culture through the culinary arts. He shares his story of determination from living in Marvally to being a celebrity chef in Canada. He is Chef Noel Cunningham, aka Chef Connie. Chef Noel, welcome to Mind Over Matter. I must say I'm looking forward to this convo because I'm a big foodie. Anybody who know me will know that. So food is my favorite topic. So you have been creating waves in Canada, winning awards over the years, several awards over the years. You were nominated for Winnipeg's Best Chef Award in 2018. You won the Best Black Chef by Black Award in 2019. Best Chef in 2020. And this year you have already won 3 by Black Awards: Best Chef, Best Caterer, and Best Podcaster. Here in Jamaica, you have also been nominated twice for the Prime Minister Youth Awards. This is a remarkable achievement for a young chef. How would you describe your style of cooking?
So my style of cooking, I love simple. I like keeping my ingredients very simple, but yet still the flavors are bold. And I love fusion. Fusion cuisine is from foundation. It's the world of food, always fusing, taking different ingredients with different culture, different cuisine. And I've started doing that from early. So definitely my style of cooking is fusion with simple dishes, bold flavors.
Can you give us an example of one of your fusion dishes?
Alrighty, so I have several dishes, and my favorite, of course, I love Italian cuisine. So, for example, I have a last night I did a oxtail pasta. Of course, Jamaicans we take over oxtail, and we are known for making the best oxtail in the world. So
Right?
definitely, so I did an oxtail pasta, and of course, pasta is Italian. So right there, now you're fusing two different cuisine and culture together. Also, one of my signature dish is my jerk fried chicken and festival waffle, which is a Jamaican festival I turn into a waffle. And then the fried chicken is using the jerk marinade to marinate the chicken, fry it. And that's just one part of jerk because, of course, jerk is the seasoning and also the technique, the method of cooking. So, yeah. And that's my way of showcasing Jamaican food in a different way as well.
So where does this passion for cooking come from?
Yeah, so this passion started lots of years ago, many years ago. So at the age of 12, I was just always in the kitchen with mom and aunt asking questions and observing, stuff like that, until I got a chance to cook. It was my time, and I just, took over. And I would try doing different dishes. I got my inspiration like from creative cooking, watching creative cooking a lot. Then my aunt introduced me to the Food Network as well, and I realized that cooking is just more than being in the kitchen. You can have your own cooking show, you can write book, you can become a food writer, podcaster, all of what I'm doing basically now. So it sparks, my interest at that time, and I said, okay, why not? So when I went in high school now, I did food and nutrition, and I realized I was pretty good at it. And then, yeah, I'm here.
So you did food and nutrition
Yes.
at
Edith
Edith
Dalton
Dalton
James.
James.
Yes.
But I've noticed though that in Jamaica, when persons are selected to do food and nutrition,
Yeah.
usually it's because they're not doing well
Well,
in
yeah.
in
Yeah.
they're in other grades, in the other
Yeah.
grades. So
Yes.
they
Academically.
kind of force them to
Yeah.
do food and nutrition. But
Yeah.
no, so food is big business
It's
now.
big business, yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
so was that your case, or did you want to do food and
I
nutrition?
wanted to do food. So the thing is that for the school system, they create this whole thing where if you're not doing so well, you would go and do a skill area because you don't have the brains, right? So you would go and do cosmetology, plumbing, food and nutrition, all of these stuff. But for me, I know that I wanted to become a chef, and the best route would be to do food and nutrition, and then get experience from there, and then I would go to say Runaway Bay Heart, and I leave Edith with like 8 subjects. I leave with 8 subjects, so I was doing pretty well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I always did well in school, like from primary school, high school. In ninth grade, I got bad. I got, lick head with friends and started getting trouble. My grades went down. But then I came 17th, 10th grade, and 11th grade. Now I came first in the class. I got my
Wow.
trophy. So that's one of my best accomplishment. That sometimes you can fall down, but you can rise again.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you went to Runaway Bay Heart, you
Yeah.
mentioned after. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah. So Runaway Bay Heart, it was a boarding institution, which I always wanted to do. It's a whole different experience. And so I did level one there, level two, and level three, certified chef de party. And so it was a good experience. So it's like 3 years of studying so far. So chefs do a lot of studying, up to 5, 6, 7 years of studying. And for level two now, it's more you go on properties and work. So for example, each month you go to a different hotel and train. So it's more hands-on experience. Level three now you study more management side of things. So like scheduling staff, dealing with conflict in the workplace, stuff like that. Learn about different dietary needs and restrictions and hospitality law, stuff like that. You would learn at that stage. Level one is now the introduction to culinary.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after leaving Runaway Bay Heart,
Yeah.
where are some of the hotels that you worked?
So I've worked mainly at Edenism Hotel in Runaway Bay. They changed to a different hotel now, but they're in Runaway Bay. I've worked at Breezes as well. I've trained at Bahia, San Souci, Royal Lake Cameron. A lot of those hotels. I said Bahia, yeah. A lot of those hotels I've trained as well, yeah. But my main job though was at Edenism for a few years, and then I leave Senton and move back to Kingston, where I got my break and scene now in Jamaica at that time. Yeah,
So you migrated to Canada in what year?
2013. In 2013.
2013. So how
Yeah,
did that come about?
yeah. So for me, I just always like change. I always want to feel like I'm doing something, not just living, but feeling fulfilled. And while I was working at Cafe Mantra, I was head chef slash restaurant manager, and the restaurant was closing down at the time. And I have worked several places in Jamaica. I never feel like I'm doing enough. I never feel like I am growing. I never see any growth for me anymore in the industry in Jamaica. So I decided like, hey, I'm gonna try for Canada. And I tried jokingly, and it happened within a year. And I came here working as a line cook in this fast food restaurant till I got this job as a manager at this hotel. Moved to Winnipeg, and then working. Went to school here as well. Did hotel and restaurant management. And yeah, created my own jerk marinade, created my own brand, and start building my brand even more. Yeah.
So how did you make that adjustment though in Canada?
Oh Lord, that I don't I sometimes don't know, but it just happened. I went to the coldest part of Canada, Thompson, Manitoba, and I came here in a record freezing here when it was super 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 cold, 2013, and I lived like with two strangers at the time. We're now friends, and it's just the mindset. It's just a mindset, mind over matter, And once you put your mind to something, then it will happen. And I'm fearless, and I believe in change. I believe that in order to grow, you have to do things that you never even think that you would do. And when that time comes, yeah,
Well, it couldn't have been easy in Canada
no,
because you're black, you're
yeah,
young, You're Jamaican.
Yeah, so
So
many.
what were some of the challenges that you faced and how did you overcome them?
Yeah. So there were lots of challenges, and I just I try to keep a positive mindset because sometimes, as you said, you're young, so some people think that you shouldn't have this position one. Then some people think you're black, so you shouldn't be here, and and sometimes just being successful alone. Some people don't like that as well. And so for me, I have the mindset knowing that there will be opposition, there will be challenges. So when that time come, how do I just ignore the noise and know what matters, right? So I've had some challenges and even sometimes with your own people as well, you know. So yeah.
Canada, you went back to culinary school?
No, I did hotel and restaurant management, more of the management side of things. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I studied like hospitality law, wine service, restaurant service, stuff like that. Yeah.
So what would you say to some of our chefs in Jamaica who feel that school is not necessary. Me can cook, me
Yeah.
learn how to do this from my grandmother and that is enough.
No, school is it. Just like a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, you gotta go to school. Nobody just get up and say, hey, I'm gonna open a law firm, I'm gonna become a medical doctor tomorrow morning. I can go Google or YouTube. School is very important. There are things that you will learn on the job that you will not learn in school, and there are things that you will learn in school that you will not learn on the job. And so I think everything is important, both the experience and the theory as well, and the practical from somebody who had, studied the craft. So schooling is very important. It builds your knowledge, it builds you, and you will be different from those who just come in the industry and say, oh, I'm a chef and I'm a celebrity chef. Yeah.
You have a jerk marinade on the market.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration behind that?
Yeah. So the inspiration behind that, I was doing a catering and they wanted me to show them how to make jerk marinade, which I did. They liked the flavor. It wasn't salty compared to some that they have tried, they said, and I did it. And they said, why don't you bottle yours? I'm like, really? No, business hard. We set up a Canada and stuff like that. And I just started doing some small bottles for like friends and selling, and then I label it and started doing it. And now I'm shipping, and yeah, and it's good for branding. And as a Jamaican chef as well, I can share part of my culture with persons who like jerk as well.
It and how
It's
can
Chef Noel's
persons
Jerk
get to
Marinade. It's
order?
Chef Noel's Jerk Marinade, and it's available on my website. That's www.cuisinebynoel.com. Yeah, it's right there. You can get it. And it will be in Jamaica soon as well. Usually, once I'm in Jamaica, it's there. And yeah.
You're also an author. Tell us about your cookbook, what makes it
Yeah.
unique, and give us the name of it.
Yeah. So the book is called Cuisine by Noel, which is also the name of my company as well. So it's Cuisine by Noel, a culinary journey through recipes and stories. It's 100 recipes, 7 chapters, 200 pages, layered with recipes and story. So it's more of a personal book. It's like and biography as well. So I wanted to share my culinary journey. And I wrote this book when I was kind of celebrating my 10 years anniversary as a chef. I think that's a great milestone. And it's a book celebrating my journey, my accomplishment, and also where I'm going as well. So I just
Okay.
wanted to document that. So I share my journey from when I got inspired, in the kitchen with my mom, the recipes that I learned then. My mom recipes in there, my dad pot roast beef is in there as well. And different shows that I was on as well, and the dishes that I've also done on those. So it's not really a typical Jamaican cookbook, but it's fusion, it's my style. And I didn't want to do a Jamaican book where I am stuck in a box. Like that's all I can cook, Jamaican food. And the thing is, Jamaican food is limited, but our flavors are not. And I try to use our flavors a lot in my dishes. So you will still get that Jamaican-ness throughout the book. And yeah, and it's a motivational book as well for persons who, looking for some sort of motivation. And as you can see, the front of it, it says, if I can make it, you can make it too. So that's a play on the stories as well as the recipes.
That's very interesting. So persons can get that online as well.
Yes, so this book is on Amazon.com, Amazon C, Amazon UK. It's at Fontana Pharmacy in Jamaica. And yeah, and I have copies here in Canada as well. And it's online. And it's also on my website as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
To be the best at anything, though, chef,
Yeah.
it calls for a lot of sacrifice. What were some of the sacrifices that you had to make?
Yeah. Oh Lord, a lot of sacrifices. So, as one of them is like coming here as well, giving up your family. Not say giving up them, but I came on a trip, came here, leave mom at home, dad, sisters, everybody came here alone. So I would say that's a sacrifice because some people would try to hold on to that. Some sacrifice is just time because you have to be dedicated to your craft. So you don't have time to be going to the parties, doing this. Because when you do get a little downtime, it's time to really rest. And so I've sacrificed a lot in terms of my journey to be where I'm at today. Yeah.
Chef work for long hours,
Yeah.
and especially if you're a celebrity chef like you are. So how do you balance your life?
Yeah. Well, it's very hard. And the thing is, sometimes as you getting higher and higher, it starts to become harder and harder. So much pressure mentally and physically because you stand a long time in the kitchen, then you have multiple stuff doing. Then you start to realize how important time is, like every hour, every minute, every seconds. So I would wake up in the morning and of course I would have a planner. So I would try to set a list of, because I'm also a procrastinator. I'm the king of procrastination. So I wait, yeah, I procrastinate a lot, but I think it's my energy. So if I have things to do, I wait until I feel it, then I do a very good job at it as well. But I try to have a planner to say, okay, today I'm going to do this, that, that. And I like at the end of the day, I feel accomplished that I've done stuff and didn't waste the day. So I like to organize myself, make notes, and plan. I'm a planner. So even though I procrastinate, I plan, which is very confusing. Yeah, my favorite quote,
Plan,
if
but
you
you just
fail
don't do
to
them at the
plan,
time that you're supposed to do them.
if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Yeah, so that's my favorite I live by, but hey, at least I still have a plan.
Yes. We often hear that food is a way to a man's heart,
Yeah,
but we know that women love a man who can cook.
yeah.
So, give me a dish that you would probably cook on a first date or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's a good one. So, well, I think I recently realized that we always think that all women love chocolate, which is not so. I don't know why we always, as men, we think that. And I realize that most female are right now, I don't like chocolate. I don't like chocolate. But I would start off with a nice, light cocktail, maybe a daiquiri. It's a simple syrup, which is a sugar that you reduce, and with some rum, big up to Appleton rum. And you just add some lime juice, you shake that on ice in a glass. It's simple. Simple, simple, one, two, three. And then definitely, I would say you want something that she's gonna have with her finger, like a finger food. So like maybe a ackee and sausage spring roll, maybe a bruschetta and some diced tomato and stuff on a bread with some feta cheese and balsamic. And it's light, and once you're using your finger to eat, it starts to become romantic as well. Then you want to go for a very light meal. You want to go for something like a salmon, a fish, not a heavy meal, because if the meal is too heavy, then the brain start to slow down and not in the mood. So you just want something light and fresh to wake up the palate and the senses, stuff like that. And then for dessert now, you go for something. If you like chocolate, I would say a molten lava cake, just easy to bake. A cheesecake as well. Most female like a cheesecake. And if you can't cook or bake, you can always buy these and plate them yourself and recreate the whole thing. Yeah, but you want to go for something light and flavorful.
Boy, you have my mouth watering right now.
Yeah, and then you can have a
Just
nice red
thinking
wine or
about it.
something. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
actually working on
so
my
let's
second
talk
book.
about
Yeah,
chefs and social media.
yeah,
Back in the day, chefs were usually in the kitchen. We hardly see them.
yeah,
But now chefs have become celebrities. We
yeah,
know their names.
yeah,
No, so it's a norm. You're having dinner, and the chef comes out to have a little talk with you.
yeah.
You know, you know the chef's name by
Name, yeah,
name.
yeah,
So it's a part of the experience now. The dinner
yeah,
experience. So I see you everywhere on social media.
yeah,
So tell us about your social media platforms.
yeah. Alrighty, so I like social media. I like marketing. So before I even became, I think at one point in high school, I was like, I want to become a marketing manager for a big company. That was one of my dreams. I love marketing. I love interacting with people. I like traveling. And from early out, I realized that social media will be the future. So when it came out, like, we have BBM and then all of these stuff start coming out, people getting more online. Then chefs were always behind the scene. But as time goes by, I think 2013 is when I joined Instagram. I had Facebook a bit earlier, stuff like that. Then I started realizing that you gotta promote yourself and put yourself out there. Things and time changing. Then once people see you, then they'll reach out to you in terms of catering, maybe interview, maybe this, maybe that. And you also have an online brand as well. And people watch and people observe. And as someone who likes marketing, I realize that every social media that comes out, you need to be on it. Even if you're not active, you should still claim your name. So for my handle, it's I am Chef Noel. So I'm on TikTok. I don't really tick or talk, but I claim the name. I just use it and just have it here because I am Chef Noel.
Yes.
If someone else go and say, "Oh, I want to use his name or whatever," I can't use it again. Then as we see the pandemic, right? Everyone is now Zooming, Facebook Live. I was already in it. And I've got lots of jobs, lots of gigs, lots of opportunity just through social media. So I realized, and even having the restaurant now, it's a big part of it. Where once I post a cheesecake, I get so many orders. Chef, can I order this? Can I order that? So it also improves sales. There are some chefs who they're not on social media, they don't know how to use it, or they just bury themselves down in the cooking and not trying to have an online presence. And I can tell you that that's not good. You must like that. Yeah, you gotta try and balance.
Okay. But when we go to dinner,
Yeah,
no, the first thing I notice is that the kids would take a picture of the meal and they'd put it on
yeah,
Instagram, and I'm
yeah,
like, what that for? I'm ready to eat my food, right?
yeah,
But do you think that this forces the chef to be concentrating on the presentation of the food rather
yeah.
than the taste of the food?
No, I think it should. I think it should let us. We should still cook with the flavor and stuff like that, and still because it's both. It's the taste and it's the presentation, and we eat with our eyes first before we even taste. And sometimes you have stuff that looks good but doesn't taste good. You have stuff that tastes good but doesn't look so good. And so it all depends, and it depends on what you think looks good. So I definitely think both is very important. But I think with social media, it put pressures on the chef to make sure that everything looks good. There's nothing splash. This is properly done. So it's a good pressure. It's a good pressure in a sense. Yeah. And now we have lots of food bloggers as well. So yeah.
What would you say is the latest trend in culinary right now?
The latest trend I would say is more healthy eating. I would say I see a lot of people
Okay.
now doing keto diet, more people doing like less starch. People are more focused now on their diet, what they eat, and trying to find different ways to stay healthy, especially with building the immune system. persons are just trying. Yeah, so I see that a lot and I get it a lot, different dietary needs. So yeah, that's a big trend. Yeah. And then of
All right.
course comfort
We're
food is
in a
also a big
pandemic
one.
right now, and you recently opened
Yeah.
a restaurant,
Yeah.
which is a very brave move. I
Yeah.
mean, there are several restaurants who have been closing.
Yeah.
Where did you get the confidence, or why did you think that would be a good time to do that?
Yeah. So before the pandemic, I was looking for a space where I could do my catering from. And late 2020, my friend told me that he found a spot where I could work from. And I was traveling to Jamaica. I came back mid December 2020, and I'm like thinking about it, like, oh my God, you know, I'm thinking, this pandemic will over soon. But so I said, why not take the space? People still eating, people still doing stuff. Just try something. The least I can say, at least I tried. As I said earlier, I'm just a brave person. I like risk. I like challenging myself. I like growth. And if it didn't work, I wouldn't see it as failure. I would just see it as and I didn't put in like lots of money in it because the space already has, stove and all these stuff. All I'm doing is paying rent, moving in, keep my inventory at a minimal. And of course, I have some experience in terms of managing a restaurant. So I decided to do like Uber Eats and DoorDash and Skip the Dish. So these are all pick up stuff or delivery. And then I started doing some catering for corporate companies. And then I'm doing one for like apartment building. I started doing cakes, doing multiple stuff. So I didn't just stick to one, expecting people to come on in. And I have customers who started with me from January ordering food, and they come every Saturday, every week. People come and pick up. The support has been great. And I can't believe it's almost 1 year already. Yeah, it's going to be a year.
So, like, you have a lot on your plate, man.
You play full. Play the
What's the
run
name of
over.
the restaurant, by the way?
So it's called Cuisine by Noel. So it's called Cuisine by Noel. It's at 300 College Street here in Toronto. For those of you who know Toronto, College and Spadina. And it's good food. Oxtail poutine, jerk chicken, mac and cheese, oxtail pasta, you name it. All fusion, different style.
Food is a major part of our culture. What do
Yeah.
you think can be done about exposing our chefs more here in Jamaica?
I just think I think first we're gonna recognize the importance of food in our culture. I still don't think we're there as yet in terms of recognizing that and to build on our cuisine. And culinary and chefs, we are still on the back burner when it comes to our culture. And when a tourist comes to Jamaica, one of the first thing is the food. When you're in the hotel and all these places, then the music, really. And we don't build on the cuisine, so therefore we don't think that we should highlight the chef or big up the chef or celebrate the chefs. We don't do that. And the only way that we can build on the cuisine is unless we build the people behind it, which is the chef, So I think once we just realize how important our cuisine is, then we can move forward with that. Yeah.
What advice do you have for young aspiring chefs?
Yeah, so what I would say is just to have a roadmap, have a vision for your life. Find a few chefs or persons that you like or what they're doing and tell yourself that, okay, I would love to have a book, I would love to have a TV show, I want to do this, I want to do that. Because once you start to create that kind of mindset and you work towards it, then you will be successful. But you must have a roadmap to success that. And don't pressure yourself that I need to achieve these now. I'm 20 days, I need to achieve this now. You can blow up at any time, at any age, at any given time. So just pace yourself, work hard, be dedicated, focus, and you have to go above and beyond in order to make it. You can't just be normal and make it. To be extraordinary. Yeah.
And I mean, those are the same factors I think that has led to your success.
Yeah. Yeah. It does. Yeah.
It was a pleasure having you, chef, and
Yeah.
all this talk of is making me hungry.
Yeah.
And I wish I can get a chance to
We're gonna
taste
cook up a
one of your
storm. Don't worry
dishes
yourself. I
soon.
got you covered. We're gonna cook up a storm.
And all the best with your new
Yeah.
venture.
Thank you so much.
And continue to fly our flag high
Yeah.
in Canada.
Yes, I will for sure.
And I'll be watching you as well and
Yes.
following you.
Yes. Yes. I appreciate that. And more to come. Lots of stuff in store. Still working hard. Still pushing. And as you say, mind over matter. Right.
Right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks much.